What is up, guys? Look at this beautiful day we're getting. Middle of February. Unbelievable, this weather we're getting. This is like upstate New York. So we're up at the new shop today, and it's just a beautiful day to do something. Don't have any loads to do. It's kind of a shame, actually. There's a lot of people that were asking about firewood, and I say today's the day because I don't want to run this truck in the slushy salt no more. Roads are nice and dry. But anyway, we ain't got nothing else to do today, so let's take a walk. And I think I got the perfect project to work on today. Probably not gonna get it all done today. I'll watch where I'm going here. But I think I can start picking at it a little bit. You know, this place looks so much different in the winter time than it does the summer. You come through here in the summertime and it is a jungle. You could barely see like that tree right there that's right in front of us. So I was hoping to do this when the ground was froze and there was a nice, foot or so of snow on the ground. So not that I'm worried about tearing up the ground, but that I'm worried about getting a skid steer all mud, because I don't have water over here and I don't like to get a bunch of mud on the tracks and not be able to get it all out, and then it freezes and then the machine's basically stuck. But anyway, I got a whole bunch of crap like this, these trees laying on the ground over there, this junk. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do. I really don't want to start rooting and tearing in here and making a big mess. But, of course I can't really see everything right now. But there's a bunch of widow makers. That's stuff like that I'm not really gonna be able to do, but there we go. Here's one right here, right in front of us. Of course, I don't have my hard hat or anything like that because that's up at my other place, of course. I didn't really plan on doing this today, but it's like, there's kind of nothing else to do. But yeah, this thing here hanging up in this tree. I think I'm gonna get the skid steer and put the grapple bucket on it. Try to knock some of this stuff down and just clean up in here a little bit. These woods are really nice, but they definitely need some work. I mean, everywhere you go, there's something. And it's dangerous to walk through here when they're woods, but yeah, when there's any kind of wind, I really stay out of here because I have a logging background, and I know the damage that just a little stick, you wouldn't even think it'd do anything, can cause when it falls from 50, 60 feet on your head. So I'd really like to clean up in here a little bit. And this, what I pointed out, didn't even scratch the surface. I mean, there's weeks worth of work in here. But I figured, what? We'll come in and see what we could do today. If I clean it up a little bit, then yeah, we're just that much further ahead. So another reason why I kind of want to clean up a little bit is in the summertime, around August, kind of late summer, I've noticed the mosquitoes in this place are absolutely horrible. And it's no surprise because you can see right now that it's winter time where all the wet spots are. These spots pretty much dry up in the summertime, but it's a pretty wet. This property has its places that just kind of never dry up, like all this does, but the deeper you get in the woods. So I'm hoping that if I come in and I clean up a bunch of crap like this, I'm gonna be more focused on around my shop for now than anything. I mean, my property goes all the way like another 600 feet down that way, and then like another 800 feet that way. But I'm mostly going to try to concentrate on around the shop for now, because that's where I'm going to spend the majority of my time. And these mosquitoes are just absolutely horrible. So, I'm hoping it's crazy because the middle of February, and it's going to be almost 50 degrees the end of this week. It's Tuesday today. This is the only day I have this week to do this. The rest of the week I have to work at the body shop, so I'm not going to be around. But I figured, hey, You know, it was like 20 degrees last night, so the ground is pretty froze. You know, it's pretty froze to walk on, but I mean, this is, the sun hits this, but it's still pretty froze in the woods. I was hoping to leave this plow on all winter, but I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to use it again. I really don't. I think what you guys seen in the plow video, that for this, it just might be the only time I use it this year. It's kind of a waste. I used it one time. And the day I used it in the video, I didn't even have to plow anyway. It was just for demonstration. So, you know, I don't know. You always, with this machine here, you got to shut it off and move this thing back and forth to equalize the pressure in these lines here. Otherwise, you'll never, ever get these connectors on. It'll be impossible. And half the time I do that, it's impossible to get them on anyway. And I just can't stand these things. I always got to fight with them. You might call me cheap and say just buy some new ones. These things here have maybe been used 20 times. Maybe they're a garbage brand, I don't know, but just constantly have to fight with these things to get them on and off. What a pain. One of the cylinders is bad inside here that tighten these tracks, so when it's cold, the tracks loosen up. That is one thing that I have to address someday. In the summertime, it never, ever loosens up. It's only when it's cold. When it's cold, they'll loosen up all the time. Come around May, I tighten them up, and that's the last time I gotta mess with them until like October, November. So I don't know. It's weird. So it's almost like it's not even worth doing anything to them, because technically they're only broke half of the year, and the half of the year they're broke, I don't really use the machine anyway. Yeah, just this little bit and we're already making a big mess in here. Oh man. Yeah, so I can get this out, but I'm not gonna sit here and destroy my machine over it. I'll just cut the stump off and then just take the tree out in one piece, because that stump is still in the ground pretty good. You know, I'll see a lot of guys on YouTube and stuff, they'll fight with that stump and make a big mess. They'll, you know, kill their machine over it. It's like, it's not worth it to me anyway. I'll try a couple times. If I can't get it out, it ain't worth ruining the thing over. Hopefully I'll remember that's there. Yeah, this already looks way better. Still looks like a war zone, but I took like 4 trees that were falling over. Right there's the driveway that goes that way. And already we're in way better shape. Like there's a trail coming this way, a trail going this way. So now that we're getting further back in here, I don't want to go around the lawn anymore. I kind of wanted to open up a space because I really don't want to tear that field up too much. So I'm gonna try to, right over there where those bushes are where the pile is I'm making. So I'm gonna try to make a trail that goes through so I don't have to go out into the field and then around. I could just go straight there. And then eventually, you know, down the road when this crap dries out, I can start burning it little by little. There's gonna be too much there to just burn all at once, but you know, or maybe it'll rot before I get a chance to burn it. But now that we're getting back in here, it's starting to get worse as far as just junk. Like you got that thing, all these trees, that one over there, those are all dead, but I'm not gonna worry about taking any of that down right now. All this crap all over the ground, all that brush over there. So this is pretty dangerous. I mean, that tree there, these 2 trees look like they could just be pushed right over. But I'm gonna get this garbage out of here first. I just noticed another big one over there. Actually, I don't even remember seeing that. That might have just fell. So check it out. This be nice if this was cleaned up, just all that. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one. And there's even more behind it too. There's a lot to do in here. Where I am right now is really the worst of it. Like that's where most of the garbage is. So I tell you what, one of those things that like the grapples that go on the front of the skid steers would be wicked nice for this. It's hard to grab on the stuff with the grapple bucket. But the way to do this would be to hook a choker on it and skid it. Actually, I have a choker. I might actually try that on some of these. I only have one though. It's kind of a inconvenience just to haul one tree out at a time. But I'm gonna cut this one up a little bit and try to get this down, get this area a little safer to work in. There's a huge widowmaker in that cherry tree right there, right straight ahead. I'll probably have to take that whole tree down to get that out. Yeah, this is, most of these trees in here are dead. Most of these are beech trees. Beech trees and some cherries, that's pretty much it. All right, that should be enough for now. Where the skid steer is, I could just come right in, and all this stuff is pretty straight. Just clamp right down on it. It'll break right off. And then I will grab that piece and just try to pull it right out of the tree. Get it down where it's safe to cut. And try to make easy work of this. All right up there in that crotch is where that branch was just leaning, and got it all cut up. And you know, I decided, I got so many logs, even though they're pretty rotten and punky, you know, I'm just gonna throw them on Marketplace for free. Somebody could pay me like 20 bucks to load their dump trailer or something, just basically to pay for fuel. And you know, the wood itself will be free, because I got tons of that. And you know, honestly, that would help me out, because now I ain't got to deal with it, you know, because it's not worth dealing with that big stuff. Even though I have a wood furnace in there, you know, I can go down where I buy my slab wood from, and I could buy this, you know, a whole load of that slab wood for dirt cheap, you know. So it's not even worth monkeying around with this stuff, you know. And I really, you know, if I put it somewhere, I'm not gonna just throw it on a fire and burn, because it's huge. So I mean, if I can cut this stuff up into decent sized pieces, and right there's the driveway. You know, I mean, once I make a road in here, you know, somebody could just drive up and park in the driveway, and then I could just load them up, and then, you know, they'll be on their way. And I mean, there's tons of, I mean, there's probably, like, my dump truck, the 7-yard box, I mean, you know, there's probably like 3 or 4 loads like that in here that I can cut up. So it'd be nice just to get rid of it. All right, so it's lunchtime now. I'm gonna go take a break, go eat some lunch here, and come back and continue. See how much I can get done today. Probably not too much, but it's a lot drier over here than it was where we first started. You know, the more this way I'm getting, the drier it's getting. So this is really nice right now to be able to have this nice dry area. Alright, so I've been working on this for a couple hours now, and it is looking really good. Of course, it's hard to tell where anything was. I can't even remember where any of the trees were. But this whole area right here was just covered in debris and everything. And I got it cleaned up pretty darn good. I just started pushing a pile way back over here. Luckily, I didn't break anything yet, knock on wood. You know, I like the New Hollands and everything. That's a great machine. But in the woods, you really got to be careful because the final drives, the lines that go from the final drives into the machine itself are very vulnerable. And if you go over something like that just right and it gets stuck up in there, it'll rip them lines out. And last time I did that, it cost me about 400 bucks for 2 little metal lines. So yeah, I got some stuff pushed up into this pile. I mean, it's just a war zone back in here, so that needs some work. But like I said, my main objective is to do kind of somewhat close to the garage for now. Got all this. I mean, there's still a couple stragglers in there. But, I mean, a lot of the dangerous stuff is taken out at this point. I mean, I'm far from done. I mean, there's just trees falling over there and just garbage in there. You know, really the best thing for this property is to just basically hydro-wax everything right down to ground level and start again, but that takes a long time to do and a lot of money. And I like the privacy, so I really don't want to cut too much down because I just like being back here away from everybody, and you know, I don't really want anybody to see what I'm doing. Not that I'm doing anything bad, I just like the privacy. You know, when you work on trucks and you work on cool stuff, you get a lot of curious people that stop in and just waste your time and want to talk. And I mean, I hate to sound like a jerk, but you know, that's, you know, I you know, just to entertain people that want to waste your time. I mean, it's cool, you know, when people are interested in, you know, what you want to do and everything, but you know, that's what the problem is with the other place that I have. It's right by the road and everybody just wants to stop and talk, and you know, I appreciate that they like my trucks and stuff like that. You know, it just makes it too easy for people just to waste your time, you know. And I mean, I don't mind talking, you know, here and there, but it, you know, after a while it's like it just gets worse too, because you know, you just get in the middle of something and then somebody comes over, then you got to shut everything off, whatever you're doing, talk to them, and then start back up, and then you forget where you're at. You know, and a lot of things have happened, like when I was working on my trucks before, I'd be working on something and then somebody would come over and want to talk, and then I'd get back going again and a part would basically fall off or something stupid like that would happen because I completely got sidetracked and forgot where I was. And so yeah, it gets old after a while. So you know, now I'm way up here by myself to work on stuff, and I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff anymore. All right, so I'm going to work a little bit longer on that. Basically what I wanted to do is get the camera out of the way. I know it seems kind of like a cop-out thing to do, but you know, this is a pretty expensive camera and tripod I'm holding in my hand right now, and it definitely won't survive a tree getting on it. So, because I'm going to push some of the trees over, and I'm not going to push any of the big trees over, just some of the small stumps and stuff. And I really don't want to lose track of the camera and end up running it over. Because if I break this camera, the YouTube channel's pretty much done, guys. Because, you know, times are tough. They've always been tough for me. And, you know, to spend money to buy another camera really isn't an option right now. So I'll do a checkup in a little bit. It'll be like 2 seconds for you and a couple hours for me. So we'll see you then. All right, so I'm gonna take a break with the grapple bucket for a while. I figured, you know what? It's a good time to put the brush hog on. You know, I can see where all the rocks and all that stuff are. I'm gonna go in there and try to knock some of that crap down a little bit before spring comes and it grows all up out of control. Let's see how this thing will work. Well, the skid steer's all parked and I just did a whole bunch of brush hogging. Sun's getting ready to set, so I'm gonna call it a day. I got one more thing I want to do though. We'll see what that is when we get over there, but on the way, my saw is all the way on the other side of the woods here, so I gotta go get that. It's the only thing left, but I took the brush hog through, cleaned all this up really nice. So, you know, all the way back from there to there, which is a good 100 feet away from the garage. I'm gonna thin out some of these trees another day, get a lot of this garbage out of here, and hopefully dry this area up and keep the mosquitoes away from the garage. I still got some more work to do in here, a whole bunch more, but I've had enough for today. I've been on the skid steer's been on for probably like good 3.5 hours today, and I gotta work tomorrow at the body shop, so I don't want to get too tired out, because I think tomorrow's gonna be a pretty long day. But this got thinned out really nice over here. I'm really happy with the way this came out. I mean, it's still rocks everywhere like this in here. I mean, there's still a ton of work to do. I'm not gonna worry about everything. I'm just trying to get the big crap out of the way for now. Over here is where that huge tree was hanging. And there was a bunch of crap all over here. So I took the brush hog. Actually, when I had the video on, this was where I was brush hogging, was in this area. I mean, this is all nice. There's that crotch again where that tree was hanging. So if you remember, this was all covered with crap right here. This was really bad. So it looks way better now. It just opened right up. Almost built a house in here, it's so big. All right, here's where I had my saw stashed. Hopefully I got enough gas to do what I want to do. All right, so there's a tree that's way over on the other side of the property. It's probably like 600-700 feet from here. That fell across the trail. Well, actually, it fell before the trail was even there. Let's rephrase that. And every time I try to get through there, I always forget about it. And it's kind of across the property line on the neighbor over here. And it's on the fence, so I don't want to go like pushing and tearing stuff and start ruining someone else's property, really. I mean, not that you're going to ruin anything, but so I want to try to cut it off flush so I can get through here and make a path again. And everything looks so much different this time of the year. I'm like where is it? Here it is, it's over here. It's just nice this time of the year because you can see everything. When everything grows up, you can't see anything, and then you're trying to fight through everything. Here it is. All right. Yeah, the property line is right here where these big trees are. You know, and the skid steer, it's just gonna rip everything out. All right, there we go. tree was still alive too. It's not anywhere close to being dead. Look at that. It just got pushed over by the wind or something. That's why it didn't just break when I tried to move it with the skid loader. There. I could come through here and open this right up, the brush hog. Property line goes right to where that brown house is right there, and it goes 90 degrees that way, and then it goes like to this corner and it goes 90 degrees that way. It's like a little corner here, and I like to have a trail that goes all the way along the perimeter just for convenience, and you know, that way I can see what I got. And that was really the only spot there that was blocking me from, man, these prickers in here are terrible. Oh, I'm gonna be all scratched up. So now I can officially get all the way around the property. Give or take 20 feet here or there. And here we are all the way at the other end of the runway, I call it. Couple minutes you'll see it. There's the end over there where that red backhoe is. It goes all the way down there. So that's why I call it the runway. You know who it is, you stupid dog. You gonna drop it? You're gonna drop it? Crazy dog. Yeah. Good girl. Alright guys, well that's gonna be a wrap for this one. Been quite the long day. Pretty tired now. So yeah, like I said, there's a whole bunch more clearing that's got to get done in them woods. I mean, there's days and days and days worth of work. I mean, if somebody hired me to do the job, there'd probably be only like 3 or 4 days, but you know, if I spent all day on it, but I'm not making any money on this, so I'm just kind of gonna do it in between, you know, as I'm bored and stuff like that. So but yeah, it's getting dark and cold right now, and I just about had it for the day. I guess we will see you guys in the next video. I have no idea what that's gonna be. I have no idea what I'm gonna do next. Thanks for watching. Take care.